ECs, I'm just wondering, what does Nicki Minaj think about the Spurs game tonight? Nicki Minaj, that is so bizarre to me. All right, we've got a lot of weather impact alerts on this 14-day forecast. We've got rain chances that just won't quit because this pattern stays in place for so long. Let's get things started at San Antonio International. You'll see the lightning in the sky. And you'll, of course, now on cue, it's not going to happen. I was just looking at some pretty good bolts in the background there. The colorful, there we go, there we go. Oh, nice. Okay. It is beautiful. In fact, sometimes you get, those are called anvil crawlers whenever you get that lightning going cloud to cloud within those thunderstorms. 86 today. Look at the monthly rainfall. We're over 4 inches for May, and we could easily get to 5 through this weekend, and then maybe even closer to 6 before we wrap up and head into June. Let's look outside here on the hill. We've got Old Glory left to right. That means an east to southeast wind, and it's under 15 miles per hour, so it's not too windy. 80, and it feels like 84 with that dew point at 72. Still a very humid night. Let me step out of the way, show you what we've got on the aquifer. It's climbing, and this is great news. This is good aquifer rain, and you can see when I put the radar on the actual aquifer map, it's raining right over the contributing zone. Isn't that great? I mean, this is exactly where you want the rain to really start boosting this number at the J17 well. Pollen, if you're feeling it, it's definitely the molds. They were heavy yesterday, came down to a moderate 740 today. Now radar. We've got some heavy rain about to move into Cowboy Capital, Bandera, Texas. So leaving Medina, Texas, and moving into Bandera, Texas. And I'm watching as this grows a little farther south now into Utopia, and it's going to start impacting northern Medina County. Medina Lake will get another good round of rain, and I think this does definitely hold together for some showers into San Antonio and some heavy rainfall. It won't be severe, but they do have a severe history. Ever since they've been moving east, they've been holding, but really weakening enough that we're not seeing any warnings along this line. But man, they were intense over Edwards County especially, and near Rock Springs where there was some pretty good hail. Take a look at that in a moment, but first, this is pretty intense. Right on top of Kerrville, wherever you see those good lightning clusters is where you're getting a tremendous amount of updraft and you can get some hail. So let's take a look. The hail tracker is going to show you that we're not getting much. I mean, some of this little purple showing up is going to maybe be pea-size hail, but look at the size of the hail that was out just west of Rock Springs. That got up to about golf ball size near Rock Springs in western Edwards County, very rural area. Now the setup that remains in place, there's a huge area of low pressure out across the west coast, and it just won't budge. And it's just helping to funnel in this southwest upper flow. And embedded are these little disturbances that are rolling in from west to east. Now, notice how this computer model, doing a really good job tonight, is growing that line farther south. In fact, really intense, even as far south as Frio County. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely think we see this into the 11 o'clock hour, maybe even into midnight with rain from west to east. It will not be as intense as last night, but it will be heavy. I just don't see it being as electrical as it was last night with power outages and very heavy rainfall that put down about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in some cases. And then this model has us pretty dry tomorrow. Not saying that that's a perfect forecast. We're still expecting a pretty high probability of rain on Saturday. In fact, that's where the HRRR model comes in with the leading edge of some pretty good rain starting at about 6 to 7 a.m. and then intensifying as we get to about 9 to 10 a.m. and then clearing out just a bit with most of the afternoon rain for Saturday scheduled east of the city. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that because, again, it's where it materializes that's really hard to pinpoint when you have this kind of pattern in place because you don't have a cold front. You don't really have the dry line moving in, so you don't have a surface trigger and a focal point where you can really see where it's going to be. These are all upper level disturbances, and where the pocket materializes with a cluster of storms is kind of difficult to find exact location. All right, so over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, mid-80s. Rain chances are going from 80% down to 40%. But then we'll hold 40% through Memorial Day Monday and Tuesday, back up to 50-60 midweek. And then as we're wrapping up May, we're still holding on to about a 30 or 40% chance of rain. Notice that, again, we keep the rain chances in even as we begin June. A Spurs update next.